Good morning. I just wanted to take a minute to give a review about my Reading 350 class. I had Dr. Debra Lee, and I really enjoyed this class. We had several assignments that kind of took me by surprise. I didn't realize how much they would shift my thinking. One of the assignments that we had, it was our very first assignment, and it was our literary history assignment. And basically, we had to talk about our relationship with reading. And I had never taken the opportunity to reflect on how I felt about reading and why I felt that way. As a child, I struggled with dyslexia, and I really did not enjoy reading at all. And so much to the point that I never wanted to be any type of teacher that had to deal with like teaching kids how to read or anything like that. In my assignment, I went on to discuss how I had a son and how I had the goal of making sure that he had a good relationship with reading and that he didn't experience reading the way I did. And so I just offered a lot of resources for him. And through this assignment, it helped me reflect and realize that your understanding and even position on something can change greatly as you grow and mature. And so I can say now that I actually enjoy reading, and I am considering teaching reading. Another assignment that we did was a teacher interview. And during the interview, I was able to have an interview with Anna Miller. She is a second grade teacher in Sulphur Springs School District. And I was able to ask very specific questions that Dr. Lee had provided us as an optional prompt. And I was so grateful for that because going in and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to ask. But some of those prompts were specifically about how to assess kids' reading levels. And I thought that it was really neat that she had given us those prompts because after having the interview with Anna Miller, I was able to understand that the school districts oftentimes will provide you a set type of testing and that it's not just up to the teacher's discretion. There are checkpoints and all kinds of stuff that help guide you. So that was very reassuring and affirming, and it made me feel more confident going forward in the possibility of being a reading teacher. We had to do an early field experience of 15 hours. And during those hours, I was actively engaged pretty much the entire time. I actually am also in another class that requires 30 hours, so I was able to get a broad understanding of how the classrooms work. And I was fortunate enough to get to be actively engaged most of the time I was there. I was assigned a first grade reading class. Up until this point, I had planned on being a fifth grade science teacher because science comes very naturally to me. But after getting to observe in first grade, I really just love those children. I love that age group, and I found it very interesting that I struggled the most in first grade reading, and so I had avoided that subject. But when I was placed in a first grade reading class to observe, I actually really loved it. And it made me realize that there are techniques now that can really help students that are struggling. And I realized that because of my past struggle, I'm probably a little more insightful and intuitive to children that might be struggling. I notice things that the typical person probably wouldn't notice. And so it's kind of realigned my thinking. And I'm very strongly considering going into first grade reading now. There are so many wonderful new ways that they teach that are really, really helpful. And so I'm excited about that possibility. We did a digital literacy training, which was very time consuming, but I actually enjoyed it because I'm not very tech savvy, and it really did help me quite a bit learn how to navigate through the tech world, and it's even helped me in some of my other classes that are using some of those products as it is. We also had a literary focus unit assignment. And this was my very favorite assignment of all because I can see myself using that if I do end up teaching older classes. And basically, it just showed us how you can take fiction books and nonfiction books and videos and pictures all on the same topic. And it's a way to reach all kinds of students. You might have some students that are better at learning through videos or through nonfiction, or some people really want to be like enthralled in that nonfiction book versus the fiction. And so, and then there, like when you have pictures or paintings that go with it, it really helps set the atmosphere so that students have a good understanding of whatever the topic is that you're choosing to teach. I chose Pompeii. And so it was really interesting because I had been writing that assignment and my kids had come in and had seen some of the pictures and stuff. And so they looked it up on their own and now they know about it. And one of my kids is in 5th grade, one's in 3rd grade, and one are kindergarten. 2 of them are in kindergarten. And so I thought it was really neat that even they thought it was cool to see all the different text sets all together. And it prompted them to want to know more. I realized on the assignment we didn't need to actually upload the pictures or stuff like that, but because I'm a very visual learner, I created the text set first, and then I did the assignment the way it was assigned. So I thoroughly enjoyed the class. Dr. Lee is a phenomenal professor, and I hope that if you are considering taking Reading 350, that you would consider taking her class at Texas A&M. Thank you.